Hello everyone.
Greetings, Master.
I want to start with something important. A few days ago, I wrote on a paper fan, hoping to gift it to a lucky viewer. Everyone enthusiastically left comments, and many liked it. Whether my handwriting is good or not, the intention behind it is sincere. Almost everyone wants it. Today, at the end of this live stream, we'll hold a genuine raffle, no cheating allowed. If your name is picked, it's yours. Thank you all for watching until the end. Today's live content is about investing in health. To invest in health, investing in property is crucial. Real estate involves many complex details. Today, we're focusing on the issue of Feng Shui. Feng Shui is very particular and, in fact, quite scientific. We tend to ignore what we don't understand. Sometimes politicians or others, out of ignorance, will just put a lid on it, ignoring it. They call it superstition or something else, to cover it up. More covering leads to more ignorance and issues. For example, if we plan to build a highway somewhere, sometimes the bridge supports fail to hold. Below is, for example, underground water. If you don't understand, you'll run into it. But geological exploration has always been a science. It helps us to, for example, find oil in different geographic conditions. Gold, coal, iron, copper, and gold mines. Various rare materials also, currently in use. Materials like silicon used in semiconductors. So, this is related to geological exploration. What about Feng Shui? Speaking of Earth's surface, you may live on an island, a peninsula by the sea, or even in deserts and grasslands. Or just an ordinary environment. The land has hills and valleys. There's a river surrounding it. A small hill is on one side, and behind is a large lake. Are these places suitable to live in? You're not an architect, nor are you buying land to build a house. But you will face this. Where will you choose to buy a home? If you ask experts worldwide, those who buy and sell houses, their answer is always the same. Location. Yes, that's their answer. How do we tell if the location is good or not? From a broad perspective, firstly, the overall environment. The world is vast, a huge land. So which environment do you choose? It should be a place suitable for living. And then, the community. Within the community, where should your house sit? Not every spot is suitable to live in. That's how it is. For example, according to Chinese Feng Shui, if there's a big river behind your house, it's usually considered unlucky. If there's a river in front of, or to the right front of your house, that is acceptable. It's better if the back is slightly elevated. This is a common Feng Shui concept. That's why Feng Shui is extremely important. Today, I'll introduce the issue of Feng Shui in housing. I'll start from the very basic ideas. Feng Shui was likely invented by the Chinese. I don't know if other countries have it. What the Chinese value in Feng Shui is considered the original cultural starting point. Look at traditional Chinese philosophy and cultures and you'll know. What can you two come up with?
Yin and Yang.
Yes, Yin and Yang is the top choice. What else comes to mind?
The 5 elements.
Absolutely correct. That's pretty good. You've covered the key points. This is a concept called the unity of heaven, earth, and humanity. So it's not just about the Earth's surface, but also about considering the sky. How do we consider the sky? By asking if the area I'm in tends to rain. I know this sounds mystical. In your region, similarly. Within 10 kilometers, if you want to buy a house, can you tell that in some areas here rains more, while in others rains less? So, what do you think? If in a 10-kilometer area, some places get rain while others don't, you both are stuck.
Just look at the land. Places with rivers are usually more humid.
Shanka should know this. In your country, Singapore, it rains more in the south and rarely in the north. In some places, for example, rain doesn't always fall near the coast, but near the forest. That's how it is. For instance, below you is a mountain plain, and your hometown is up on the mountain. It rains on the mountain but not at all below. The weather on the mountain changes frequently. The weather on the plains is more stable. Now you know.
It's true.
Not many know this. Only after traveling a lot will you get it. That's how it is. Within the same area of 10 square kilometers. If I pick a spot, not just any location, when an area rains more often, it means it's quite damp. What about the places that are less humid? For example, some spots in the mountains are prone to strong winds blowing through. Some places lie in mountain hollows. Wind doesn't easily pass through here. So, in the same area, places exposed to wind have better humidity. It won't be too damp. That's the basic idea. This is how our Feng Shui concepts were formed. Some places have moist airflows, others tend to be windier. Some areas are prone to earthquakes. In Japan, earthquakes are daily events. They happen so often. It's something easily seen and experienced. But in some regions, it's once every 3 or 5 years. In Malaysia, earthquakes are rare. Very rare. Singapore, too. The same location still has differences. From the earth to the natural weather, humidity and wind all vary. Yes. So I want to share a concept in geomancy called the ethical level. It's a concept of the moral hierarchy. Now, back to the topic. While sharing this content, a child left a comment online. They're from the US. Living in a 3-story detached house, a villa. They asked us about it, so I want to explain this to everyone. First, I'll tell you, it's about the moral hierarchy. That's the ethical concept. Ancients spoke of heaven, earth, rulers, parents, and teachers. In a family, parents and elders are ranked in order. In your home, people of different generations, their rooms, etiquette, and the way they're recognized must all be clearly distinguished. When we apply this concept to Feng Shui, you understand that This Feng Shui doctrine is firmly rooted in Chinese, comprehensive cultural and philosophical ideas. You two just mentioned Yin Yang, 5 elements, and Bagua. When arranging, I add a moral hierarchy, and this combination roughly emerges. Other Feng Shui aspects usually involve 2 things, feeling and shape. There are feelings and shapes. Then colors, names, and more are added to the understanding and applications in this area. An American follower asked a question. They have a 3-story villa. Their family is happy, grandparents are still alive. Both are in their 70s or 80s, and parents are alive too. There are 3 siblings. He said they are moving into their new home soon. How should they allocate the rooms in their house? I'll start by considering moral hierarchy aspects. Grandparents are quite old. With age, the main issue is limited mobility in limbs and legs. This often causes problems, like slow walking and weak, inflexible legs. One must be very careful. Also, this mimics a tree structure. For 3 generations, grandparents are like the roots of a tree. So, they live on the first floor. This makes coming and going easier. In the whole house. If they don't want to go upstairs, their bedroom and kitchen are on the first floor, very convenient. Like a big tree, grandparents live on the first floor. Parents, the 2nd generation, when building houses in the US, usually build 3-story villas. The master bedroom is typically on the 2nd floor. It's larger and includes a bathroom. It's easier for bathing and such. Parents live in the master bedroom on the 2nd floor. The children can live according to their needs. Some can stay on the 2nd floor, others on the 3rd. This defines the hierarchy. Generations are separated distinctly. That's roughly about it. Like a tree structure, reflecting a moral hierarchy. This is a broad overview. He didn't ask me for details. Any questions?
Yes, there are questions. Grandmaster just said, this is a 3-story issue. Many single-family houses, the so-called villas, usually have 2 floors. Master, is my answer correct? Grandparents, the eldest, stay on the 1st floor. Parents and children live on the 2nd floor.
Yes, that's fine.
My next question is, within this 2nd floor, how do we decide where the parents and children should live? There are sons and daughters, too. From an ethical standpoint, how should we distinguish the spaces?
If the 3rd generation is married, with children, and wish to live in this home, in this villa, my suggestion is they live on the 2nd floor, in a corner spot away from the parents. When the 4th generation arrives, kids will run around, cry, and make noise, so the elders' rest isn't disturbed. That's roughly my way of thinking. There are different views on the details. What about a single floor? Condos in the US or Canada usually have a master bedroom. If it's 2 floors, it's upstairs. That's the parents' master bedroom. As for the children, if you get more particular, I'll explain in depth. Children are divided by gender, sons and daughters. Gender differences exist. What are the specifics there? Because girls will marry when they grow up. Compared to boys, girls represent yin energy. Boys represent yang energy. This follows natural rules of heaven, earth, and geography. There is a saying here, the azure dragon on the left, the white tiger on the right. Audience, please remember this. When I say left and right, I mean from inside the house. How do we determine left and right? It's based on the master bedroom, your bedhead, your bed. The bedhead is always against the wall, right? You sit on your bed, leaning against the headboard. The direction your face points to is key. This facing direction is the reference. When you sit there, the house on your left side is the left. The left side is the azure dragon. To help you remember, the Chinese named directions after animals, linked to shapes. Azure dragon on the left, white tiger on the right, red bird, south, black tortoise, north. All are animals. The azure dragon, in ancient Chinese belief. The dragon is much bigger than the tiger. So on your left, items like houses or walls or trees should be larger and taller than the walls, windows, or trees on the right side of the house. That's how it is. If you don't meet this standard, you must adjust. According to ancient Chinese coordinate concepts, there was a standard way to build houses. Chinese governments summarized principles for reasonable house construction. These reflected how ancient Chinese thought. Their approach was smart and practical. Houses face south, their backs face north. For example, my back wall, a house with 3 rooms, has the back wall on the north side. The main door usually faces south. What about the windows? Each room has windows facing south, right? If the windows are large, the morning sun rises from the east side and shines until sunsets in the afternoon. In fact, each room's windows can get sunlight evenly throughout the day. I'm saying this isn't like modern houses. My house faces south and only has windows on the south-facing wall. For example, I'm not on the west side. I'm on the right side of the house on the right. There's no house on that side, so no windows on the right wall. What's the benefit?
No west sun.
No west sun, which is the hottest in the afternoon. It has been shining for the whole afternoon on the west-facing room. If there's a large window on the west wall, it causes intense west sun exposure. That's why traditionally, Chinese houses have no windows on the west exterior walls. Isn't that quite sensible? So my seat faces 3 rooms looking south. Because the windows face due south, the sunlight is more evenly distributed. That's more scientific. Don't say my east side room is cold. The room on my left is cold, but the one on my right is hot. There's a temperature difference, but it's minor. If the right wall is thick, the sun can't get in, because the building materials are insulated. How's that?
Makes sense.
So, our ancestors' guide to building houses was to face the house south, sitting north to south, to ensure even sunlight. Nowadays, buildings have windows everywhere around the structure. Sometimes the walls and windows are all covered with glass, with no real walls inside. It relies on concrete or steel columns for support.
Let's return to the earlier question about the master bedroom, the son's room, and the daughter's room. Grandmaster says to first decide on the master bedroom. In the master bedroom, you sit with your back to the headboard, facing forward. The azure dragon on the left, the white tiger on the right.
Right. About the azure dragon, it faces south while sitting north. So, the room on my left is what they call the
east side.
Yes, in ancient times, it was the east side. My room on the right faces west. So when I have sons and daughters, once they grow up, they live separately by gender. Boys stay in the east room on the left. It's the east room next to the master bedroom. If the house has an L-shaped corner, like ancient courtyards, Beijing courtyard homes, sometimes there's one room on the east side. If you're rich, you can have 3 rooms.
Yes.
The kitchen didn't matter. At least one east room is for the sons. If there are many sons, more rooms are built. When young, they squeeze in together. When older, 2 more rooms are added on the east side. Daughters, by contrast, live on the west side, the so-called right-hand side. Daughters stay in the white tiger spot. Sons stay on the azure dragon side. There's another view, that daughters can live in the southeast corner, which is also auspicious and suits girls well. Any questions?
Many people today don't deeply understand this Feng Shui concept. Some houses are built so that the master bedroom isn't in the north, but in the south. How to know which one is the azure dragon and the white tiger room?
It's left and right, not east and west.
The master bedroom, right?
Yes. You face forward with your back against the headboard wall, facing this direction ahead. The left side is the azure dragon, the right side the white tiger. Right.
We have to apply it this way. For example, when you build a house, sometimes it doesn't face exactly east or west.
Right.
You build based on the land's condition. Its orientation may not matter then. So when assigning rooms for the children, let's focus on the master bedroom's position. The boy lives in the house on the left, and the girl on the right. That's roughly it.
Got it, Grandmaster.
Wait, I have another question. Earlier you mentioned an important point. When determining left and right, you sit facing the wall behind the bedhead. You sit like this to distinguish left and right. Which wall should the master bedroom's bedhead face for it to be correct? What's the proper wall for the bedhead?
This is a bit of a difficult question to answer. If your house's orientation is already disrupted, meaning it's not facing north-south as expected, then that's the key issue to consider first. Your question is,
if it faces north-south, in the master bedroom, the headboard should be against the north wall. But if it doesn't face north-south, if the north-facing wall is all windows, that won't work either.
right.
How do you choose which wall to place the headboard against?
The main spot in this house.
Yes, the main spot.
The main spot in the house. First, it's in the master bedroom. It's the wall behind your bed's headboard. Typically, the headboard should be against a wall, not a window.
No window allowed.
Place the headboard at a solid wall spot, not a window. On this basis, it's a wall behind it. But if you place it there, what usually matters is, regardless of whether your house faces north or south, first focus on where your bed's head is. Don't think of it just as a house. The walls are only about 1 meter high, right? Your children play in different areas. When you look up, you can see what each child is doing in every room and space. This is your main spot. You choose the main spot like this.
Meaning, the direction my eyes face, the way my face points. With a perspective view, I could see the whole house.
Yes.
It's all visible.
We ignore the wall in between. Now, say we draw the layout. How do we pick the main spot? I don't have to turn my head to see. I naturally see it without effort. Different rooms, different children. This spot is the main position.
Got it, understood. There is another room type, like the one shown in this picture. Not the master bedroom. Rooms are only on left or right side. It's L-shaped.
Very common.
Right, not on both sides. So how are the children's rooms assigned?
For example, in this diagram, children's rooms are all on the left. Left side only, no right side. In this case, the room closest to the master bedroom is first. This is the son's room.
It's near the master bedroom.
Yes, that's my view.
This is important.
Among siblings, there is a hierarchy. It's the same for parents and children. A hierarchy. Respect your parents. Siblings share a partnership instead. There's a rank like oldest or eldest sister. When it comes to gender and respect, and hierarchy between generations, the room near the parents' room is considered the elder's room. Yes, a little farther away. If the first room is upper, the second is lower. That's the distinction. The daughter lives further down.
Thanks, Grandmaster.
Grandmaster, may I ask, apart from orientation, does room size differ as well? The size between the children's and parents' rooms is important.
This is a crucial point. For example, all designers usually assign a specific size for the children's rooms. It's the design area. Children's rooms are usually smaller than the master bedroom. This is typically the case. But I know in some countries, some designers have, for certain reasons, suggested that several children can share a room. That way, parents tend to them at the same time in one room. Just lay more mattresses on the floor. It's easier to manage this way. I don't think this is wrong. But considering age, once children are over 8 or 10, even the youngest is older, they don't need to be crowded together in one big room. So the child's room, in principle, has certain requirements. The child's room must never be larger than the parent's room. Otherwise, problems will arise.
This reminds me. I know someone whose family had the same situation. The biggest room faced west, so the parents didn't want to live there. she said, let's let our 2 sons live there. So the mother moved into a slightly smaller room. Thus, the biggest room was given to the 2 sons. This caused the eldest son to increasingly ignore his mother. He also shirked work and became complacent.
From a family Feng Shui perspective, Feng Shui, in a general sense, is a study of energy. If the child's room is larger than the parent's room, or equal in size to it, the child cannot handle that energy and tends to rebel against the parents. He's prone to defiance with his parents. With a room bigger than the parent's room, they are considered unfilial. They might turn against you, ignoring whatever you say. This also applies to today's young people, lying at home, living off their parents, refusing to work or take responsibility. They act like retired seniors, which is quite possible. So to remind everyone, unless you have a storeroom, the master bedroom should always be the largest room in the house. Your children can have a large room when young for easier management. Once the youngest child is over 10 years old, adjustments are needed. Just split it into 2 rooms.
Simply build a dividing wall in the middle.
Right. Build a wall, not just hang curtains.
Curtains still mean 1 room.
At least a wooden partition can be made. This creates 2 rooms.
2 rooms, each with its own door.
Yes.
That's it?
Right. Then the children will truly be children.
They'll listen to you.
Yes, yes.
Great. This is an ethical level, applying to the relationship between parents and child.
I've also heard of some special cases. In certain countries and family situations, for example, a son finally finds a partner, a girlfriend. But they have an old independent villa. The family's income isn't high, and they already have a house. They don't want to spend more money to buy or rent for the child. So the child lives in their own house. The parents are old, they can live anywhere. They give the master bedroom to the young couple. Let them live there. This is troublesome.
It blurs the lines of seniority.
This is unfilial. It leads to conflicts and resentment. That's exploiting the parents. If you're facing this situation, I believe your reason may outweigh Feng Shui. You might still be filial. This is inevitable. But it easily causes confusion of rank and status. For example, children, in Feng Shui terms, are juniors to their parents. Parents hold respect and honor, so children shouldn't live in the master room. Especially with a new spouse, this is unacceptable. Yes, after occupying, it means you've taken over the parents' room and bed. Spiritually, this means disregarding the honored position of the parents. According to Feng Shui, this harms the father-son relationship greatly. It shouldn't be done.
So, when multiple generations, like 2 or 3 generations, live together, the eldest should occupy the largest master bedroom.
This maintains clear family hierarchy and harmony in your household. Harmony and peace in a multi-generation family.
Harmony and respect. Speaking of the house, is the bed arrangement similar? The size and height of a bed.
For example, the parents' bed. Right, let's talk about the beds. The bed's dignity, size, and dimensions must be larger than the children's. This is certain. For example, when the child marries, the couple can't have a small bed. But the parent's bed should be wider, even by just an inch. Also, the bed's price, its sense of value, and sense of prestige. Well, if the parents bought the bed cheap 20 years ago, their child will have to spend more today. This is fine, but the parent's house must look more prestigious than the children's.
Grandmaster, prestige has a way to show itself. Am I right? It's in the height of the headboard.
When we stay in hotels, we've stayed in all kinds, from cheap ones to mid-range, even those $100 or $200. Leaving aside the hotel's rating, in the rooms, the bed's headboard, in some designs, the headboard is fixed in place, extending up. You can see it from the bed frame all the way to the ceiling. Yes, some have the European Queen's bed design. If you lie on this mattress and look up, the headboard rises over 1.5 meters. The carvings are grand and impressive, giving off a noble, dignified vibe. Then there's the small wooden headboard. It's 20 centimeters above the mattress, just two small yellow wooden rods. They block the pillows at the head of the bed. Compared to the grand headboard carved boldly, rich and majestic, gilded and silver painted, right? The contrast between humble and noble is clear. So that's the feeling this bed's grandeur gives. It's about the headboard at the bed's head. Its height and width matter a lot. The craftsmanship matters too.
So the eldest in the master bedroom gets the most prestigious bed.
That's right. If money's not tight at home, choose the headboard based on your status. For the backrest, or the headboard itself, it's better to have some distinction. You don't need the grandest looking one. It should be comfortable. So be careful. There are many options, but this is how you differentiate beds.
Great! Look, our viewers say they just moved house and found this knowledge very useful. Adjust following Grandmaster's guidance.
If you have questions, raise them quickly. The more details you write, the better I understand. My advice might help you.
Also, some viewers said, oh, so that's how the azure dragon and white tiger are viewed. Right, another viewer asked, my house's entrance faces this way. The first room on the left is my son's. Then comes our master bedroom. On the right side by the entrance is my daughter's room. Grandmaster, is this fine? First, consider where you stand. Seeing left and right matters a lot. Focus on your master bedroom. Stand by the headboard of the bed. Lean against the headboard. Then look straight ahead. Stand facing that way, then look left and right. Not when you enter the door and then look left and right. This is useful, a very practical point.
But arranging it this way is fine. It's correct. If your daughter is on the right side, then that matches the azure dragon and white tiger concept. This is about allocation. But there is also adjustment. If there is a flaw on one side, or something inauspicious, We haven't discussed that yet. It's deeper inside. This is the most basic and original explanation.
So what Grandmaster said are the major ethical principles.
Yes, on ethics, I will elaborate a bit more. Feel free to ask. Both of you, too, okay? So a core idea here is the balance of yin and yang. Look at this, because nowadays, houses aren't always facing north to south. So some homes don't get any sunlight, while others face constant afternoon sun, especially with large windows that bake the entire house. No matter how good your AC is, it won't be enough. So when people rent or buy houses, especially renting, we even encountered this in Singapore. This is a fellow practitioner of ours. He is Singaporean. He earned quite a lot of money. He rented a nice house. But he was tricked. His rent was 5,000 SGD a month. His electricity bill was 3,000 SGD. Is that expensive?
His AC ran 24/7.
He didn't understand. The place was a one-bedroom, living room, all west-facing. The two rooms were side by side. Both had large windows facing west. Singapore is hot. He was roasted daily, running the AC non-stop. Without AC, it was hard. Think of the floors, bedding, couch, all scorched hot. So what can he do? The only way was to run the AC all day. That meant paying a huge electricity bill every month. Air conditioning costs a lot. He had no idea about this. So I told him, you can't rent that place. So which house to rent? Rent the southeast corner. The southeast corner isn't that hot. Yet, it still has sunlight. You can't do without sunlight. But after 2 p.m., very little sunlight enters your room. Look for a southeast-facing rental. He finally rented one and cut his power bill in half. He was happy and healthier too. Before, sleeping here felt like a heated room. This west-facing flat made him sleep poorly. The heat is trapped in the house. It's cooler when he had to get up for work. He didn't sleep well.
These are good questions. Regarding the master room and the hierarchy, two viewers had similar questions. Their home is probably an apartment with 2 bedrooms and 3 rooms all face south.
Oh, I see.
They're all on that one side. How to decide which is the master bedroom?
Left means superior.
It's the far left room, after entering the door.
Yes, exactly.
Perfect, that clears it up quickly.
Left is superior. When unsure, left is superior.
Also, Grandmaster said, the master bedroom should be more inside. It can't be right by the door.
The rooms are divided. Today's 1 or 2 bedroom layouts differ. What you see is the master bedroom, but the building designer didn't see it that way. He focused on location, because the master bedroom has a challenge. The bathroom's drainage splits into upper and lower pipes. You need to wash your face, handle waste, and shower. The master bedroom has a bathroom requirement. This bathroom needs its specific drainage pipe placement. In the original building, the location is either central or on the edges. The pipes must follow the columns or be placed at the edges. This decides where the master bedroom is.
Yes. If it's already built, there's no changing it. This is the main point. We decide on the master bedroom. If we design and build ourselves, today's lesson is crucial.
Understand Feng Shui is important.
Yes. Like I said earlier, the master bedroom shouldn't be near the entrance. It should be located further inside.
According to ancient designs, there were no tall buildings. Just a large rectangular plot for the home. Usually, the master bedroom is never near the door but at the deepest point. This design aims for your house to have generations of descendants in rotation. Older children live closer to the outside. They can help with chores or guard the gate.
Yes.
But the parents and grandparents live inside.
It's quiet and safe there.
Their thinking is different from modern ways. Now, with fewer children and smaller homes, the best spots are usually given to the kids. So many kids are now harder to raise, putting the cart before the horse. This blurs the line. You can't tell who's superior or inferior, who's the parent and child. When these roles are unclear, the relationship easily gets confused. Even if you show filial piety, it may go unappreciated.
We have similar questions here. Parents sometimes live in their son's home, meaning the son owns the house, and the parents move in. In such cases, does the son occupy the master bedroom? Or do the parents get the master bedroom?
It depends on when the parents arrive. Are you still your son's parents?
Yes.
Our viewers decide. Some children, after marriage, say, I bought the house myself, fully paid. They didn't ask parents for a cent. When parents come there, it's like lodging. They just give their parents an empty room, that's it.
Unfilial?
For me, that's a personal issue between you and your parents. This is a complicated matter.
I believe viewers understand.
If parents live at their child's home, parents are still parents. So who gets the master bedroom?
Parents, right?
Only you can decide this. Some children just don't understand. They think the house is solely theirs. The daughter-in-law might not welcome their in-laws. That's the case. When the daughter-in-law is immature, this might happen. What happens when the daughter-in-law says such things? Her son, when she grows old, will treat her like a slave.
He won't support or respect her.
Such a daughter-in-law is essentially harming her husband, making a husband unfaithful, unjust, and unfilial. This blame will keep rolling downward, affecting 5 or 6 generations.
This is a serious issue.
It creates ongoing karmic consequences. Your descendants will suffer. Be cautious of this.
Understood. Alright, the core of Feng Shui. One is ethics, the other is balance. Are there other principles of balance? There is much we need to learn.
So many details. Every room's feng shui should be arranged reasonably. Or simply, a healthy way of living. To improve the house, each part must balance yin and yang. For example, a house facing north receives less light. What should we do then?
Add more lighting.
First is lighting, second is ventilation. If it's dark, no sunlight, guess what? It feels cold.
Cold.
Indeed. So add lights. Light brings heat and warmth. But ventilation is crucial. Without ventilation, it's not about cold or darkness. Mold will grow. If mold appears inside your home, this isn't a construction issue. Moldy homes attract bad luck.
This bad luck affects both health and fate.
It's a matter of luck. So if there's mold at home, deal with it quick. If you don't understand, hire a professional. If you live by the sea, be careful.
It's too humid.
Near the sea, I can tell you, any metal items in your home, whether art pieces or pots, even small bronze statues, horses or bust, they corrode and rust quickly. Also, electrical items break down easily, because by the sea, the air and water have a higher salt content. So metal items corrode quickly. You need to watch out, so reduce exposure to these. If not, then keep windows closed and use better air conditioning. Does your air conditioner have a dehumidify function? Like removing salt particles from the air? Also, consider buying Japanese air filters, designed for indoor use. They absorb and trap substances that aren't air molecules. It is salt. Using such filters indoors not only dehumidifies but also removes salt particles. This is balance.
Right, exactly. Balancing also applies in the house's occupants. For example, here in North America, large houses have several rooms. Always, only the old couple or a single person remains.
That's another balance. This balance includes several aspects. It's about how good or bad the Feng Shui is. It's also about people's health. For example, the number of people per room is an issue. Also, a small house on a vast land.
Yes, a huge yard.
It's often mentioned in books. The mansions of the super rich. Entering the estate through the main gate. It takes 5 minutes driving to reach the mansion. This can cause issues, like mental health problems. Yes. Now, another point is about this room. Let's say it's the master bedroom, but it's too large. We'll explain the usual room size for you all. This is based on star-rated hotels, starting from 1 star, but preferably from 3 stars. A single room, okay, with a private bathroom inside and a bed for 2 people. About 20 square meters in size. A slightly bigger one, maybe 24 square meters.
Right.
Typically limited to under 24 square meters.
Yes.
So, a room this size can fit people. But some rooms remove the bathroom inside. With 20 square meters, if the bathroom removed, you'd have a spacious room. One can look rich that way. 2 people can share 80 square meters. That's 4 times bigger than a standard hotel room. Too big a room for too few people. First, it invites drafts and mental issues.
It's too empty.
Or causes asthma. You think a big room has better air? It's overkill. From a feng shui view, it's unbalanced. A big room with few people lacks energy to control the room's energy flow. What else is there? For example, I have a 20 square meter room, but the ceiling is 5 meters high.
That's too tall, like a barrel.
Some women don't realize how tall the usual houses are. Normally, the height from floor to ceiling doesn't exceed 3.5 meters. A 3.5 meter tall space is already quite high. That's very high. It shouldn't be over 3.5 meters. But the latest designs, the height difference between floors is at most 3 meters.
It's getting shorter.
If each floor saves 10 centimeters, it saves a lot of money.
An extra floor.
So investors can save $1 million. Therefore, floors are kept as low as possible, but the wealthy can build whatever they want. Think about the roof size, about 20 to 30 square meters. But with a 5-meter height, people feel cramped.
Yes.
Qi is like the wind in Feng Shui.
I think this word fits well.
It makes people upset.
When qi is harmed, it affects our health. It's not like a large hall or anything. So your own room shouldn't be too high.
Yes, exactly. These imbalances need to be fixed.
Some imbalances are caused by people. Like when we visit some homes, they're very messy. Junk piles up everywhere.
When clutter reaches a certain level, it reflects the owner's chaotic thinking. Even if not messy, letting it sit will cause disorder. The brain becomes unclear. In a person's home, in their space, especially their bedroom, should be well organized. The clearer the order, the smarter the owner's mind. Some kids are just lazy. They skip folding the blankets. They don't do their laundry. It's always the mother's job. Their mom keeps everything clean and tidy, so they take things for granted. That's the case. The messier you are, the more your thoughts scatter. I believe that your living space shouldn't be too messy. Nor should it be too clean.
Being overly clean isn't good.
Your home is your haven. It isn't a military camp. I once watched a Korean drama. A soldier was new to the army. His officer trained and tormented him. Even folding his military blanket had to be a specific width and thickness. Like cutting tofu into uniform blocks. The bed is folded like this, spotless. This is about folding the blanket. It's not directly related to the soldier. It was to train soldiers to obey orders, so everything had to follow strict rules. That's disciplined. They wanted you to become responsible. Every task must be done completely. No matter what, you had to obey your commanders. Being a soldier means following orders fully. It was quite funny. But anyone returning home wants their bed neat, right? After 4 years as a soldier, it's a habit. You notice how tidy it is. If a non-soldier friend tries to make the bed, he'd get lectured about standards. That's how it is. When we say home, it's our haven. At home, I call the shots, especially in my own bedroom. So, I toss clothes around and kick off blankets. Why? Because I'm relaxing. This makes sense. I once mentioned a balance, like yin and yang. I've been to several homes before. Some were extremely clean. I felt like I entered a lived-in museum, or perhaps just a different display. If medical tools were added, it would seem like a hospital. Everything was white. Even the pattern on the sofa was white. Everything is white. Everything that is not white stands out.
Is this a mental issue?
It might, though the owner is unaware. Mental illness is about perception. He is still a university professor. That's just how he is. So what threat did this bring him? He told me himself. He taught investing, but lost money investing. All his savings vanished due to a stock crash. He lost over $1 million yuan. In the end, he had only 50,000 left, which was his recent salary. The second issue is fertility.
I heard it too. This shows a mental imbalance. Second, there is no wealth saved. Third, it harms fertility.
It means people can't be preserved.
Right, no preservation of people or wealth.
Both can't be preserved, so all the hard work is wasted a lifetime.
This yin-yang balance is vital.
So where I live, I try not to fold my quilt. My clothes I wear aren't very dirty. After that, when I sweat after returning, I hang my clothes on a rack. With air conditioning blowing, I wear them again the next day. I didn't wash it. If there's no smell, I'll keep wearing it.
Then I smell a scent of sandalwood.
Whether it's sandalwood or not, if it's my scent, I wear it. If it bothers you, that's your sensitive nose. It must match your style. So it can't be too messy. If it's messy, you can't function well. It means your mind has problems. It shows a giving up on life mindset. When your house is messy, that's the sign. Then there's a scientist level mess, you know? Desk, materials, papers thrown everywhere. Usually, papers are stacked on the desk, right? In movies, a boss has neat stacks of paper. But where's the secretary? Where's the assistant for a scientist at home? The scientist stays up all night. In an artist's home, if it's spotless, how can they paint? It won't work.
They can't create.
Painting with spirit alone.
No.
An artist fills every corner, you know? Even on walls. So never rent your place to an artist. An artist's space is covered in work. A scientist's is filled with papers. Exactly like that. Some chaos is called orderly chaos. Not all chaos is the same. It's not garbage dump. That's true disorder, a sign of mental issues. Scattered documents shows that the person is smart.
All right.
Those who don't know call it messy. I throw clothes around too. Outside, I'm always proper and neat. I shower and I throw clothes around. Just to feel happy, you know, you want to relax when back in your own room. This isn't abnormal. It's perfectly normal, right? So you think it's messy? I don't think so. I know exactly how many clothes we threw on the floor. If someone moved my stuff, I'd notice right away.
There's order within chaos.
It's what you call complicated but not messy. But there's another kind, simple yet very messy. They shove everything into the cupboard. Outside looks clean, yes. They need 2 hours to find their red t-shirt. Because when they put things in, they stuff them in. There's no order at all. People who clutter have lifeless eyes. We've said enough about that.
All right, here are 2 core Feng Shui principles. The ethical level and yin-yang balance. Next, many viewers asked questions. Let's answer some specific ones.
Okay.
Viewers are asking now. One type of question is about house doors. They say some houses have glass front doors that are transparent. Is that bad? Should they be covered?
No.
Transparent doors are okay for stores. New stores mostly have transparent doors. If not, it's probably an old shop in an old building. New shops have large doors and windows, so passers-by can see inside. I'm selling something, so I try to show passers-by what's inside.
But homes are opposite. I don't want to show passers-by what's in my home. Or who lives here.
First, for privacy. Second, for appearances. Nobody should see how you dress and what you do right after you shower. Nobody needs to see your dance moves.
Yes.
Keep that to yourself. Don't make our eyes bleed. Of course, people might laugh if they see that. They burst out laughing. All right, that's entertainment. You wouldn't want to wear less at home or be ogled by others. I think doors shouldn't be so transparent to cause accidental exposure. Deliberate exposure.
Yes.
Many stars say they had an accidental exposure. And some expose their bodies deliberately and call it an accident. What accident? They need attention. Some stars hype themselves this way. Without showing skin, you're no star. It's tough for any star to break through. But our daily life isn't like that. In life, we seek a sense of safety at home. As I said, going home means a sense of return. Your cozy little home, your own haven. You can throw your clothes however you want. But remember, it's not a show for the public. Keep the curtains closed. Okay? You're not crazy. If not, then what? You'd surely do something reckless. Shanka, do you get it? Good. You've got good insight. Don't ever do anything reckless.
She understands.
Keep it simple, if there's dinner. If your mind is clear, at home, the first thing is the door. Once the door closes, it separates my home from the outside world. First, it provides security. Second, insulation and warmth. You can have your house warm or cold. It's your place, after all. Third, privacy. It's not selfish. Buy or rent, after closing the door, it's your place. I can do anything at home, as long as it's legal. This feeling of ease is not meant to be admired by others. So, why make the door transparent? That's like leaving a gap on purpose for people to see. Based on Feng Shui, besides privacy and mental state, a transparent door also lets wealth easily slip away.
Fix it, if you have such a door at home.
It causes wealth loss. From a Feng Shui perspective, a glass door is like having no door at all. Wealth you bring in will flow out, and your existing wealth will also dissipate. So never make the door too bare. If there's a window, place it near the top, and keep it no larger than a fifth of the door.
Not too big.
Yes.
Our viewer just asked, what about floor-to-ceiling windows?
They are also a problem.
Look at that.
Floor-to-ceiling windows need proper treatment.
Curtains alone aren't enough.
If you buy a unit in a tall building or an apartment, its exterior walls are made of glass. If you're inside and don't hang curtains, it's like a free show. So, what should I do from a Feng Shui point of view? First, install curtains. For this type of home, the best is double-layer curtains. The outer layer is embroidered, sheer. Yes, the technical term is sheer. It lets light in, but outsiders can't see inside. All you can see out. The second layer blocks light. These blackout curtains are usually thicker. Special blackout fabrics exist today. They limit light through. You combine both layers for best effect. If your windows are huge, like this wall here, which should be 3 meters long, but the window alone is 1.2 meters wide, and the whole wall is floor-to-ceiling glass. The whole room is full of windows. What do you do then? Pull the curtains fully. For example, if a window is 1.2 meters wide,
Pull both sides inward.
it's narrowed.
Yes.
Also, near the bottom of the window, around 60 to 70 centimeters. I tried this before. I applied a layer inside my glass wall at home. It was a transparent film, brownish, like tea or coffee color. It's a light-blocking film. Cars use the same light-blocking film. Outsiders can't clearly see this. It's blocking light and feels like a solid wall. Walls cannot be transparent. It creates a barrier like a wall. This prevents energy and wealth leakage. Leaking energy causes illness, leaking wealth, poverty. This needs to be handled carefully.
Grandmaster, this reminds me of a story about President Trump. Back then, in downtown New York, near Central Park's corner, he wanted the Trump International Hotel built. It wasn't about changing feng shui, but the building was transparent. It had large glass curtain walls. This was around the late 80s to early 90s. That style had become popular then.
It was trending.
Trump was not bad. He knew about feng shui. So he found a feng shui master in New York City. The master was Chinese, named Panin. Her father is in this photo. Yes. She made feng shui adjustments. First, she said to replace the clear glass walls with tinted brown glass, just like master advised. This reduces the transparency, so the wealth isn't exposed too openly. Besides that, it also blocks negative energy. Its overall location is excellent, but its immediate spot is less ideal. Beneath the building run several major highways. They all pass through here, which creates, as they say, a piercing heart clash. There's also this Columbus Circle. Yes. This building is right next to it. The negative energy here is strong. It's said if our home is next to a road, especially a highway, it's very bad. Noise and heavy traffic create a strong, disruptive energy flow. So she said using tinted brown glass blocks this negative energy. Otherwise, the bad energy would come right through the glass window we mentioned earlier.
The piercing heart clash.
Yes, she adjusted it for that.
It's good.
That's just one of them. She also adjusted other things. To counter the clash of the traffic, at the building entrance, a large metal globe structure was built.
What's its purpose?
She said it's like a dragon spitting a pearl. Grandmaster, please explain its specific function.
It blocks clashing energy coming your way. It's like 5 air dragons, so to speak. The air dragon's energy rushes in. When the clashing energy rushes in, you can't just block the whole path, right? So, something is needed to digest and dissolve the energy rushing in.
Neutralize it.
I heard about Tai Chi. The method in Tai Chi is, if you throw a heavy punch, I don't block it with force. It's not like that. I relax and breathe in, making your punch hit soft cotton. I'm unharmed that way. Then I gently pull or push, and you fall. The metal globe was built to dissipate energy from several directions. Its main entrance originally faced the roundabout.
Yes.
It was moved.
Yes, it faced the roundabout, where roads converged. Then the master said to change direction.
Yes.
It was redirected to face Central Park. In Feng Shui, Central Park is quite long. In Manhattan, it resembles the Azure Dragon.
Right.
This dragon symbolizes wealth. So they angled the door to face it. This way, the wealth flows right through the entrance. Not only does the door capture it, but also, they planned a wide plaza outside the main entrance to enhance the space and energy there. Like Grandmaster said, our centers need space to hold and contain wealth and blessings. It must be able to accommodate them. The Feng Shui master made 4 changes.
Before that, Trump faced severe financial difficulties.
He turned things around.
He owed $9 billion then but bounced back fast. Now he's even become president. So the Feng Shui adjustments played a huge role for Trump. Business people in the US all know about Trump's Feng Shui. She really has some skills.
Indeed.
It's all about the aesthetics. From a practical view, it's right. Think about it, everyone's driving. You're on the road, then, you're at a roundabout. Why a roundabout? Because 5 roads converge. So all drivers get tense here. They must navigate through. No one stops here. Trump's hotel is located right at this roundabout. Nobody wants to stay in a roundabout. So the door must open to the other side, especially facing Central Park. It brings great fortune and never changes. The park won't change. No matter how tall nearby buildings get, the park stays the same. This is natural, powerful Feng Shui.
Right.
The designer didn't understand. He didn't think much. This place is packed with heavy traffic. It's not ideal for business.
Exactly.
That's a warning to everyone. Whether you're opening a restaurant, a shop, etc. If it's beside a highway, it's better not to open at all. You'll waste your investment. Cars speed by so fast, they dare not stop. There's nowhere to park. With no chance to stop, how would anyone come to buy? Cars don't buy things. People must get out to shop. Restaurants, or shops, they must be located where people walk by. High foot traffic is the key to success.
Great.
Now, about this large glass wall, it's both a wall and a window. It needs some adjustments. It's not finished yet. Even with the glass film applied, it might not keep the wealth. Inside, arrangements include a wealth jar, along with trees that deflect negative energy.
all placed before the large floor-to-ceiling window.
In your home, if there's a spot or corner, place them there.
In the corner and by the window.
In the past, Grandmaster taught us to place gourds. Gourds are special. First, they block negative energy. Second, they help gather wealth. We'll soon offer some metal tiger-shaped items. Tiger and qilin shapes. They block and counteract bad energy. We hadn't mentioned this before. If needed, we can make some.
Everyone needs these.
Definitely.
Grandmaster, that large jar, is it a wealth-gathering jar?
This is a dragon jar. It belonged to the Qing royal family. But it was made in Qing, copying Ming styles. It's over 200 years old. We keep it here as a wealth jar. Sometimes, I gift one to viewers. I recall a viewer from Taiwan received one before. His business was losing money. I gave him a small jar, like an apple. He was almost broke at the time. After placing the jar properly, his business started to turn around. Now it's good. All financial issues are resolved. Yes, but the jar was blessed. A Ming Dynasty jar. The older it is, the stronger it is. When you instruct it to absorb, its absorption is powerful. Before, whenever money came, it was lost on Mom's illness treatment. After Mom recovered, the son gambled. Now these problems are gone, and money is coming in. Because no disasters, no loss of wealth.
On the left side, the dragon with flowing hair. The handsome dragon, what role does it serve?
It's a dragon. It's a fire dragon. This fire dragon can counterbalance water-related influences. For example, that side of yours has a large lake. Your right side is typically yin energy. There's a big lake on the right side. Just admiring the lake's beauty is fine. But the water energy is too strong and too much yin. A fire dragon on the window facing it will suffice. Dragons handle everything. For example, a clashing energy coming your way from the traffic.
It's neutralized.
You can place it facing buildings with an auspicious energy. Exactly. Living too close to these buildings is not good.
Understood.
That's it.
With this dragon, you won't need to move.
This is what our viewers need to know. Speaking of Feng Shui at President Trump's hotel, some have asked me, besides three-dimensional jars and gourds, are there flat, picture-like items that can also attract wealth? I once painted a vase, a blue jar called Magnanimous Capacity. An antique jade spring jar.
It's beautiful.
This one in the photo works too.
We like it.
What I'm about to say is even stranger. It's about small rugs that attract wealth, energy, and good vibes.
So what patterns draw wealth and energy?
When we visited Turkey, you all saw it then.
They flipped the rugs fast. Whether rectangular or round, many designs are scattered, right? But what I admire is how they're layered in circles.
Yes, like mandalas.
Exactly. Place such rugs in your living room, even under the altar, or where your Buddha statue is. These spots generate concentrated energy. Do you think words have energy? Words do. Written words. Calligraphy has energy.
Yes,
Paintings,
they do, too.
colors,
Yes.
they influence energy around them. You don't need a big one. But if money isn't tight, get one about 2 to 3 meters, even 5. If smaller, a carpet under 1.5 meters works. Place it in your living room where you watch TV. Just under the coffee table is fine.
Where people usually sit.
Then place something on top of the coffee table.
A jar.
A solid, reliable jar. A treasure jar that won't easily fall. It will gather wealth.
Wonderful, just wonderful.
Our viewers are asking questions about this jar. They want to know the material. Is there any meaning?
There are many materials: clay, ceramic, porcelain. Also cypress wood. Metal jars too. Copper is common, iron jars rare. Iron rusts easily, so less common. There are gold jars, not just gilded ones. Gilded jars are even better. Gold is expensive, gilding even more so. Besides these, there are copper and silver sterling jars. Apart from metals, there are ceramics and fine woods.
Yes, our cypress treasure jar.
They're rare now. You might find them at Sibian. This is the cypress treasure jar. The wood is called longevity wood. It's very durable. Unless you burn or chop it, it won't break. When made into furniture, it resists insect damage. Put it in your wardrobe, it keeps insects away.
Its scent is pleasant, fresh, and clears the mind.
It also connects spiritually and wards off evil. This small wooden jar can do the same.
Grandmaster, does it attract wealth?
We've talked about pots many times. That one you have is from the late Qin dynasty. It's about 120 to 160 years old. Back then, many makers lacked confidence. They thought nobody would buy dark-colored pots. So back then, blindly, they quickly made many colorful glazes. These glazes are very old style. This pot is also a treasure jar that gathers wealth and people. Yes, I see in Singapore and Malaysia. There are Chinese-owned small chain restaurants of the same brand. Every wall in their restaurants is filled with pots. And the pots are in dull colors, which helps to better gather wealth.
So transparent glass pots are not good.
If you make treasure jars from glass, forget it.
It's like transparent doors like those in Trump Tower.
So why would your glass need to be covered with a dark film? Such clear bottles don't gather energy well, they leak. So, Yixing clay pots are better. If you have money, a gold kettle is better.
Let's continue talking about doors and windows.
A young viewer from Toronto sent a question. He sent photos and said when he was a child, his grandparents bought him a small condo unit. It was bought because they hoped it'd be easier for his studies. The unit is very close to his university. But when he bought it, it wasn't built yet. This year, the condo was completed. Here's the exterior view. After moving in, they saw something. At the balcony, you see many crisscrossing beams above. Looking out from the balcony, there is a diagonal support column. This is the view.
Looking outside, you see this diagonal beam, blocking the window view.
Maybe he had some feelings about it. He wondered if it looked bad. He asked if its feng shui was unlucky.
It isn't good. The window is like our eyes. If I look outside and something blocks the view, it's uncomfortable. He bought a pre-sale house, right? He probably didn't see the actual view then. But after moving in, there's a big bar outside the window.
He's looking for internship opportunities. It wasn't going well. I wondered if it was related to the housing.
From a Feng Shui perspective, it's a pre-sale apartment years ago. They thought it was trendy and modern, liked how it looked, and bought it. But after moving in, the windows faced a large slab. This harms both studies and career success. It also affects marriage, so it's better to just sell it. This is bad for any career or endeavor. The wider the obstruction is, the stronger the resistance. So now he says he can't find an internship. Living here brings many obstacles, and such issues are hard to solve.
Just move.
Moving is best. Earlier, we discussed the home buying guide. It said you can't change the building's exterior color or design, and you don't have the right to do so. Sawing part of it off? No way, it's part of the building. So back to my point, it's best to buy a second-hand home. You clearly see its condition. You know its problems after inquiries. With a new home, you know nothing. Upon entering, a large diagonal bar blocks your view. That's very bad for Feng Shui.
Here's Grandmaster's advice today.
Just move.
This will help him. Thank you, Grandmaster.
There's another kind of house that's very common now. This trend started years ago, usually in apartments. The entrance floor is level, then you step up to the dining room. After the dining room, you step down to the bedroom. Yes. So the house has these different levels inside. Maybe the designer aims for a stylish effect, but it just doesn't feel smooth. Grandmaster, what do you think?
Not good, not good. It's supposed to be a single-level house, right? Unless there's an unavoidable geographic reason. It's best to be flat, the flatter, the better. Yours has ups and downs. Your life and career will reflect these fluctuations.
A practitioner shared this before. When she was young, her father bought a townhouse. Their family of 5 moved in. But they found the house's layout was strange. You step up once entering the yard to the living room. Then inside the living room, to reach the study or other rooms, you have to climb more steps. Then more steps to the bathroom. And it didn't stop there. From the bathroom to the kitchen, you step down. See, it was full of ups and downs like this. They didn't realize it at first. They thought they'd save money, so they didn't want to change the layout. They figured furnishing and decorating would be enough. Originally, they were a happy family, quite wealthy and content. But after moving into the house, they found their father's business started to decline. Many faced cash flow issues and ended up losing money. Then they fell into gambling.
Yes, this very house. If the house looks like the drawing, whoever lives here is doomed.
It's uneven with ups and downs.
Notice the bathroom is at the highest point, right in the center. The bathroom drains waste, right? It becomes your home's main platform. That suppresses you. How could things go well then?
No, so their move-in was very difficult. The whole family went into debt. They had to sell the house to pay off their debts. The buyer hired a Feng Shui master to check the house. The Feng Shui master agreed. He felt the layout hurt their luck. So he told the buyer, demolish this house to improve its energy. The buyer did. He tore the house down completely. Though it cost a lot, it was ultimately beneficial. Because the buyer ran a small repair shop. Originally, it was just a small store, but after moving in, his business grew steadily. He even opened several branches later. The renovation brought him great success. His business expanded greatly.
They grew wealthier.
Yes, exactly.
They made changes.
And that fixed it.
The land's feng shui was fine. The house was fine. The initial floor plan was a major problem. So, if the architect doesn't understand feng shui and builds carelessly, living in it will face trouble. Not understanding this really harms people.
Back to the window, a viewer asked. Their window faces another building. With a big lightning conductor, how can we counter this?
It feels quite unsettling.
I don't know what type of clashing this is. I'm no professional in this, but I'd call it sky-piercing clash. You see a tall pole, like a sword hanging right in front of you. That's very inauspicious.
Place an azure dragon, qilin, or a tiger statue facing it.
Have you heard of the exorcism tablets?
Yes, I have.
If it's made of metal, then that's even better. What do you use to counter it?
Wood.
Fire overcomes metal.
You can't put fire there.
A fire dragon, yes.
Right, a fire dragon facing it. But I only have one fire dragon, no extras. There's another option. You can use that. A qilin made of metal and ceramic.
A qilin.
In that direction. The qilin can also stand for the fire dragon.
Great.
Yes, it can deflect it.
Thank you, Grandmaster.
Yes, all kinds of feng shui issues.
About the clashing, a viewer asked a question. They heard about the piercing clash.
Okay.
When you open the door to his house, you can see straight through to the back. The front door faces the back door directly.
That's bad design and problematic from the start.
It causes wealth loss.
Yes, the energy flows straight in without turning, rushing out the back door immediately. So, you lose both people and wealth. You can't retain either, which is a problem. This feng shui views the house sometimes as a human body, in the way food stays in our bodies. It's like pouring water into a sieve. It immediately leaks out. That won't work. So when the wind and water come in, they carry many nourishing elements. It could be love, friendship, charm, wealth. All kinds of benefits. They're all included, all within the energy of the air. But once it enters, it just runs through. You didn't create space for it. The food we consume need to spend enough time in our body for us to absorb nutrients. You have to allow this process. So we design feng shui to mimic the body's digestive function, to allow air to spend time in our home before passing through. Don't make your house a maze. If not, the air can't find a way out. What we eat in needs to go out. So Feng Shui is like body health. With a foyer, this can be prevented. There are houses with such a feature, where the entrance faces the back door. Some owners don't care. But when you visit others, rarely can you see straight into the living room from the entrance. The foyer is a divider between the main entrance with the living hall. That's what it's for. Because of this barrier, the airflow has to divert. This is a Feng Shui setup. The foyer is very important. First and foremost, it's a safety issue. When toddlers learn to crawl, they might crawl straight to the door. It can at least make your toddlers take a turn before crawling to the entrance. Your dogs, too, it's the same. Outsiders can't easily see into your home. Can't tell who's inside or what they're doing. This is for security. Besides Feng Shui benefits like saving money or attracting guests, the key point is safety. That's why in Old Palace and in our hometowns, there is something called a door sill. Door sill or threshold. Have you visited Beijing's Forbidden City?
Yes, it's so high, you have to step over it.
Each gate in the Forbidden City has a wooden board on top. Facing the inner rooms, that wooden board, or door sill. It's at least 12 centimeters high. A thick wooden plank. Palaces have these large wooden blocks. It's sturdy and can block passage, to block negative energy. Another is to keep small dogs inside. It helps children to stay inside. Some palace gates in the Forbidden City are 60 to 70 centimeters high. The specific height is carefully measured. Measurements used to follow old standards. I don't know the exact inches or feet, but this element was always necessary. Even after you enter, you can't see inside directly. Inside the room, there's something blocking the view. There's also something called a folding screen. Why is it called a folding screen? It's usually closed to block the wind. That's why it's called a screen. Everyone's seen them before. Sometimes they're movable, foldable, right? They're convenient for many places. Many are large panels as a single screen with a sturdy base. The top often has artistic details. Some have frosted glass on top or stained glass. You cannot see inside clearly, but it still blocks the wind. Thus, the entrance has such a foyer screen. In the past, when there were large courtyards, outside the yard there'd be a wall called a screen wall. Outside your main door, directly facing it, about 5 meters away, there's a wall blocking the main entrance. This also serves a specific purpose, so you cannot see directly into the neighbor's courtyard.
Right, it blocks the view.
Yes, like the 9-dragon wall inside the Forbidden City. These are screen walls that act as partitions. Now you know.
Okay. We mentioned the living room, right? For every room, you should hang paintings with auspicious meanings. We are familiar with Master's calligraphy works. And there are also some Feng Shui paintings. For example, hanging a tiger or a large rooster. Are these paintings good?
It depends on where you got the painting. For Feng Shui, you hang certain wall art at home. One is landscapes or fierce animals, like lions or tigers. For fierce animals, you must consider your family's fate.
How so?
You can check your birth date and time online. Your elements are metal, wood, water, fire, earth, right? Say, you have more fire and less metal. The Chinese almanac reveals your birth chart. A birth chart reveals the direction your blessings and disasters come from. Also, the attributes of your family. For example, in a family of 4, 3 are rats. Would adding a tiger be good? Let's see what the viewers think.
When this viewer replied, speaking about matching attributes with our family, this reminds me of Trump's case. The Feng Shui master not only changed his front door, the glass and windows, but also examined his fortune. Trump is wealthy and powerful now, but his fortune lacks gold elements. So the master told him that since he lacked gold, he needed to add more gold to balance. He advised using gold or golden items. Trump probably liked that too. Indeed, his Trump Tower apartment, where he lived over 30 years, was all gold and grandeur. His White House office is the same. Everything was changed to gold, even the curtains.
He cooperated.
He must have liked it.
He received great help.
Indeed.
So he kept doing it. You add what you lack. And he did it right. Everyone knows his wash basin is gold, that's why. The Feng Shui expert told him that. So when you placed the tiger earlier, you must consider the household zodiac signs and fate. Is the animal appropriate? We're sharing a list of the 12 zodiac signs, showing their compatibility and conflicts. After this, I'll upload it to Facebook. Everyone can download or save it on their phones to check for themselves. Regarding zodiac signs, for example, if a tiger isn't suitable, don't use one. If you put it up, your family might be sick.
Yes. Our viewer, Shui Zhu, made a good point. The tiger is a big cat, and cats eat mice. So those born in the year of the rat should worry.
Don't blindly get fierce animal designs, just based on Feng Shui appearances. There's special consideration for such patterns. Don't do it without thought. Things get worse the more you fix. If your machine is broken, repairing it can worsen problems. So a good Feng Shui master, an excellent one, should also be skilled in fortune studies. They can read your fate, or assess your appearance and energy flow. After thorough analysis, they offer the best solution with a fitting outcome. Don't blindly place dragon or tiger paintings. Besides Feng Shui layout, consider your family's fate. Then, adjust accordingly. Usually, when I give advice to people, it doesn't affect any zodiac signs. There are no side effects.
We're blessed.
We are Buddhist. What we give is usually harmless to others. You won't see it harm anything else. But it does neutralize some obstacles. It holds such energy. Because we believe in Buddha. Buddha is great compassion. With just a word, Buddha resolves troubles. That's what it means. It's not about how strong we are, but that our faith is true.
So many viewers have benefited from the dragon calligraphy. It truly feels like it's soaring. Many experienced thriving businesses or academic progress, so much benefit.
When I was writing it, I chanted the 6-syllable mantra aloud. I hope everyone who receives it gains good fortune, protection, wealth, and love. Success in their studies and career.
So, Grandmaster's work and his blessed treasures aren't bound by zodiac rules and any taboos. Yes, great, alright.
If your zodiac lacks water, get home by the reeds. It was drawn live with boldness. It was done live. If you lack wood, trees, and water, hang this painting in the right spot at home. It's a great supplement.
Water also represents wealth, so for those wanting wealth.
First, it balances yin and yang, promoting good fortune and health. Only then does it help with growth, education, and wealth. Yes.
Okay. Now, some kitchen-related questions.
I've heard the saying, water and fire don't mix. They say the stove and faucet shouldn't be too close. Grandmaster, is that true?
Yes, water and fire don't mix. Looking at the picture, the stove is too close to the sink. This often causes conflicts in the household. Water controls fire, and fire controls water, right? It creates a harsh, conflicting energy. It's easy to cause noise there. But sometimes there are more stoves here, and the pipes there tend to leak and break easily. A homeowner can easily fall ill because of this. It could be conflicts or disasters like illness. Worst cases lead to death, so the placement is wrong.
What if it's already like this?
You must fix it. Call the repairman.
Move house?
No.
Just move the sink.
Relocate the sink.
Yes.
Moving is too much work. No need for that. Just shift the sink to another side, and it improves a lot. Don't place the sink directly opposite the stove. Close opposition like that isn't good.
On the subject of water and fire conflict, some homes have the kitchen and bathroom next to each other.
Not good.
Smells will mix up.
It feels unsanitary.
Exactly.
It's inappropriate. These two areas serve different purposes. Kitchen is for eating. The bathroom is for waste disposal. Right.
Yes, it is.
The doors being so close is unacceptable. However, as I mentioned earlier, when planning bathroom renovations, for example, building one in this spot, including showers and sinks, it must be near existing plumbing. You need to locate the drainage and piping. What about pipes? Does the kitchen have those pipes? The kitchen and bathroom share a main drain pipe. So how can they share it? If one side is the bathroom, and the opposite wall behind it is the kitchen,
It's fine.
don't let the doors face each other. At least an L-shaped direction is okay. Don't face the opposite door.
In apartments, it's hard to fix what that's built for you. So how do we fix it?
There are some ways.
Would hanging a curtain help?
In a small room like this, one last resort is a door curtain. This method is acceptable. Yes, it works.
Alright.
Sometimes it's just about the knowledge of doors. Avoid bedroom doors facing each other. Also, toilet and kitchen doors must not face each other. You and your neighbor's entrances should not face each other either. Regardless of how they face each other, just don't let it happen.
What if they already do?
If you can't change it, the simplest fix is what I usually do. I often place trees as a barrier. If real trees aren't possible, I use painted trees as a substitute. Hang that tree near your door.
Sunlit forest works.
With trees and forest, the clash of facing doors can be dispelled.
Some people's front doors face their neighbors directly. They hang a tree by the door to fix it.
But many hang a bagua mirror instead. If you live so close and both hang bagua mirrors, it can lead to clashes.
Like a battle of energy.
Hanging a painting is fine. My paintings are always harmless. I don't paint tigers. Nor do I paint dragons. So, it can be trees or flowers.
That's perfect.
Flowers evade forces like Tai Chi. But with trees, forces are transformed into breezes that move past them. Or, they even dissolve breezes, not just blocking simply. It neutralized harmful energy.
That's great. We've covered several functional areas. Doors, windows, kitchen, and living room. Now, the bedroom. There are many issues in our bedroom as well. Let's first show our viewers a picture. Take a look. This picture shows 2 bedrooms, 1 and 2. Which one feels more comfortable to you? Take your pick.
Let's wait for the viewers' replies.
They are smart. One viewer says his door faces his neighbor's, with a shoe rack at the door filled with smelly shoes. How to neutralize this negative energy? Would placing a tree work? You see, he learned directly from Grandmaster.
Everyone says bedroom number 1.
Yes. It does look more comfortable. Alright, let's give the second question to our viewers. Look at this uncomfortable bedroom number 2. Can you spot what makes it unpleasant inside? Write as many as you can, multiple choices.
Some say the mirror beside the bed feels uncomfortable.
We have said this before, no mirrors in the bedroom.
Good answer.
Good. What else? Let's see. Grandmaster also mentioned earlier that there should be no windows behind the bed's headboard.
Yes, the bed's head should not face a window. This breaks that rule.
Others mentioned the fan.
Some said the bed is black, meaning the bedspread is too dark.
Correct answer.
What effect does that cause? Why is it bad?
Being overly dark dims the spirit. A dim spirit leads to depression. Severe depression can drive you mad. That point about the fan, first, the fan creates bad energy. Second, the fan itself might fall and cause danger.
It's a safety concern.
It's too risky.
Many mentioned the window behind the headboard.
Right, that's also bad energy, isn't it? You can't leave the window closed either.
What do you mean? It's where the headboard faces.
Exactly.
What's the problem?
A curtain?
You can't keep it shut. You need it open for airflow.
It's not like that. Take this window, for example, an ancient one. When I was a kid, our house had no glass, just paper on the window. Like Japanese tatami sliding doors, white paper pasted on them. Now, even if replaced with soundproof glass, the window still lets wind and water energy in. Flashing energy still rushes in.
Got it.
If the head is near there, it easily causes many thinking issues. Emotional problems, or issues related to the upper body.
Also, many notice the painting on the wall.
The flower inside it is wilted.
Yes, the flower looks unwell.
It's wilted and hanging its head. Remember, flowers usually follow the sun. Over 90% of flowers follow the sun. They track the sun's movement throughout the day. That's how it is. When the flower leans forward, it's withering.
That's not good. Also, a viewer said, the bed's headboard looks unstable and hollow, too low.
And uncomfortable. If we analyze this bed, the iron bed has an open front. If you lean there to read, your lower back is exposed to drafts. If there's air conditioning or natural breeze, or a fan, the airflow follows the floor and walls. The wind rises from under the bed, and without more boards blocking it, your back gets chilled. Just 10 minutes, and you'll have back pain for a week. That's how it works. That evil wind is like a snake. It creeps in and bites you, causing pain.
There's one more thing I haven't seen yet. Everyone, please look at that bedside table.
Someone said only one bedside table.
Yes, that viewer is sharp. Is one not enough, Grandmaster?
Many people only have one.
That's right.
Here's the thing, if you're 10 years old now, one bedside table will do just fine. But more importantly, for Feng Shui and health, you should have 2 nightstands.
Balance.
Your brain's both hemispheres need to be active. Both hands should be functional, exactly. Your facial features, too. You need a balanced pair of ears. The nightstands are the ears, so you should place them. When you're older and dating, if you only have one, it means only half a person sleeps there. Half the bed is empty.
Left unused.
Many caring mothers, especially those with daughters, know this well. You sleep alone, but they place 2 pillows for you. This symbolizes the hope that you will find a loving partner and live happily together. There should be 2 bedside tables, one on each side works best.
Yes.
Grandmaster also said that having a beam above the bed is bad.
Definitely. There should be no beams above the bed. Beams pressing on the bed harm your health.
What if there's already a beam?
You need to cover it, have the decorators enclose it.
Like a false ceiling to make it smooth and even.
Beams can run in different directions. Sometimes, you may need to change the bed's direction. Aligning it with the beam helps. But if the beam still presses on you, it's bad. It's best to consult with decorators. Covering this beam will improve things a lot.
Alright.
Grandmaster, viewers asked about toilets. Many houses today have more toilets. For example, in some flats, there are 4 toilets for 4 rooms. It's convenient, right? But there's some Feng Shui advice about this.
Feng Shui concepts differ slightly from practice. Feng Shui itself is based on life experience. But think about what a toilet is. A dirty place for waste. It smells bad. If not managed well, it reeks. So, inside your home, if the place is filled with a strong toilet smell, and you often smell it in your home, then you should be cautious. It's considered bad luck. Having too many bathrooms is also unlucky, but times have changed. People have become more extravagant with their possessions. In one bedroom, a child sleeps, with their own separate bath and toilet. In a North American villa with 4 bedrooms, do you know how many bathrooms there are?
At least 5.
There are at least 5, that's the minimum. Every bedroom has its own bathroom. Plus, there's one near the living room. That's how it is. More bathrooms aren't always better.
They can be a hassle.
Fewer bathrooms might be better.
Here's another question. A couple living in a 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms home. They want to convert one bathroom into storage. Is that okay?
He just wants one bathroom.
Keeping just one is enough. Another room he wants to turn into a storage room.
It's best to consult a local Feng Shui expert. Have them take a look. If they approve, listen to their advice. It might exceed your expectations. Then hire workers to renovate. For the actual work, just hire a construction team.
Now, back to the bedroom issue. Young couples often, especially the women, like, for example, girls are fond of handsome male celebrities. They often hang their posters on the wall. So, is that okay? Just hang it up, whether it's a male or female star.
Would her partner have any objections?
If she has a partner, it still matters in this situation. Maybe hang a smaller poster. Second, don't have too many. To a certain extent, that can actually hurt your boyfriend. But you don't realize it. Don't you like any female celebrities? You'd ask that. But it's okay to have an idol. Just look at them on your phones. No need to put pictures on the wall. Keep the posters as small as possible. If you're a girl with a poster of a male pop star on your wall, people might think that's your boyfriend. That's awkward.
There's another case. Newlyweds, the wife is young and beautiful. She posts her own photo. Just herself, a beautiful picture on the wall.
Inauspicious.
Yes.
You marry the man you love.
Of course, love is why you marry.
If the wall is covered with photos of yourself, but without your partner, that suggests you want to stay single, even though you're married. Is that a good thing?
No, it's not. So post photos of both.
That's the proper way. A couple photo, okay? If you want, you can add a couple more pictures of your husband too. It shows your love for him. Some girls like posting photos or taking pictures. That's fine. But don't overcrowd the room with photos. Be it your own or others, too many faces aren't good.
Some girls love stuffed dolls. Or stuffed animals, filling the entire bed.
That's not good. From a metaphysical view, which most don't know much, think of a creator who carved a stone into a human or ghost face. There's always a reason behind it. When humans shape items into animals or faces, they carry meaning. Why do kids choose toys with animal or human faces? Because they see them as people. Kids treat them like humans or dogs. In a child's mind, they are real. There's a true meaning in that. We shouldn't just say it's their imagination. It's not just fantasy. I'm not arguing but explaining this truth. They possess their own spirit. It's like creating a dog from cloth. It's a real cloth dog, but it's not fake. The same goes to a stuffed lamb. It doesn't move, but it's still a lamb. In principle, that's how it is. So try not to keep many dolls in the bedroom. Especially the scary ones. We've seen some truly frightening dolls. Some even move their eyeballs by themselves. Some dolls' eyes can open or close when you shake their heads. Right? But stranger still, some can move their eyes on their own. Physically, that's impossible. So who's moving them? It's pretty creepy. So don't keep many such dolls around. I heard that in Japan, used dolls are taken to Shinto shrines. These shrines accept dolls. The dolls have spirits. That's their belief. I tend to agree. So, don't hoard up dolls.
Alright, understood.
Thank you, Grandmaster, for tips on the bedroom layout precautions. Nowadays, many parents care deeply about their children's studies. So, what about the child's study room and their study space? Any Feng Shui tips, Grandmaster?
I know we have to offer to Manjushri Bodhisattva.
Wisdom comes first.
There are many details to consider. Children tend to make their bedrooms colorful and messy. And there are toys too. What about the living room? That's messy too, because the whole family gathers there. Bedrooms are a bit messy too. The only place that must not be messy is the study. There's no fixed rule for decorating the study. There's one rule, being quiet. From the moment you enter the study, be quiet. Why? Because you read and think there. It's a place for learning. So your study's decor must help it stay calm. Like meditation, it should be a peaceful space. How to keep it calm? If you're a man and have a poster of half-naked women in the study, can you stay calm? If you're a woman placing photos of muscular men, you won't either. Putting up ghost pictures scares anyone entering. Right? It won't be calm. So, what you see in the study is important. Let's start with the bookshelf. First, fill it with many genuine knowledge books. Many people read very little. They mistakenly think magazines are books. We can say magazines aren't books. The mindset when reading them is just passing time. In the end, It's just tomorrow's gossip. Or, which brand released a new bag, that's it. That's not reading, it just tires you out. It's quite superficial. It disturbs your peace. Such material doesn't calm you. Calming books provoke thought, like philosophical books. Also, practical books. For example, accounting books. If you are a lawyer, legal books. These are practical books. You learn how to be a better person, with the right mindset and way of living, by reading spiritual books, or books from Buddhism. These are suitable for the whole family to read and learn from. Decoration-wise, avoid portraits or exaggerated artistic figures. You know, images with muscular people. They tend to stir up restlessness and unease. Those are unacceptable. Even worse are images of ghosts or skulls. Some women carry luxury brands with skull designs on the clothing. Having these invites bad luck. People reject you easily. This pattern brings you that kind of energy. So, in the study, this is what we want. First, knowledge-based books. Second, calming decorative items. For example, a long prayer bead hanging on the wall. A painting, whether large or small, a peaceful landscape. Or a small pot of quiet orchids. They help you find peace. Avoid loud, flashy colors. Also, no human figures or similar designs. Use items that calm your body, mind, and spirit. Colors and decorations like these are ideal. Don't cover the whole wall with decorations. This is just a reminder. What about blessed items? In Buddhism, Manjushri Bodhisattva is key. Portraits, statues, or even small cards of Manjushri are good. Even a small card is very beneficial. Also, it encourages family members to engage in cultural activities. For example, calligraphy using ancient calligraphy samples. Write 1 or 2 auspicious characters with brush strokes. So items like brush holders, brushes, and inkstones, ink boxes, and other cultural artifacts are rooted in ancient culture. They evoke a calm beauty and hold meaning filled with wisdom.
Yes, exactly. Wonderful.
They let your family, young or old, read or write when they come inside. And also, adults can guide children in calligraphy. Copying sutras. Say you're upset today, seeing others get raises while you don't. You get angry, but copying calms you down. Try copying a sutra. And by a third of the way through, you're calm. All anger and conflict just vanish.
Grandmaster, you mentioned the wind burners of the scholars.
It symbolizes future power. Some are shaped like the tripods. It brings the power to control the world. It can bring success, honors, and prosperous descendants. Yes, it holds many beautiful meanings. Accountants, and those who run a business, can consider keeping an abacus. Teach your children to use it. Knowing the abacus chant helps. You can move the beads skillfully to bring you good luck. What kind of luck? Financial luck.
It's a treasure for gathering wealth.
It brings you prosperity.
It is great.
So these calming blessed items are good. This is important.
That's great. Thank you, Grandmaster. We learned so much today. Yes, we learned a lot.
They're all very practical.
Right, just now a viewer asked, is a jade pot good? Many people have them in China. Yes, jade pots are gemstone pots, and even better. Jade is precious, it's all acceptable. In Feng Shui, the most important part is the essence of your life. From the moment you are born, if your past life was full of great virtue, your birth is auspicious. Such fortunate souls, no matter where they live, it's usually fine. They are rarely affected by Feng Shui. This is the saying, fate first, luck second, Feng Shui third. If your fate is strong, luck great, virtues high, you will be fine anywhere. But without great virtue and luck, life won't be smooth. You might get stiff necks, even paralysis. When it gets windy, you'll have constant stomach aches and diarrhea. You'll be so thin. You're easily harmed by your surroundings. In other words, by bad Feng Shui. Once we understand Feng Shui and make some scientific adjustments, it benefits our health and descendants, also improving relationships and even enhancing financial luck. Feel free to leave comments and questions. If enough questions come in, we'll discuss health-related Feng Shui next time.
I think it's necessary.
Many left questions today.
We can't cover everything.
Let's answer 2, then see if there are more.
Yes, a viewer said his bedroom is small. He can only fit one bedside table. Can he just skip placing that? Is there an alternative?
If that's the case, find smaller table. There are options. Some bigger, some smaller.
Yes.
Right.
It's better than nothing.
Absolutely. It helps the Feng Shui. That's the case. Let's continue.
One says the master bedroom door faces the bathroom. What should be done about that?
You can't do much in an apartment. What to do?
A door curtain.
Hang an auspicious curtain on the bathroom door. Hang one on both doors. When not using the bathroom, keep the door closed whether in use or not. It needs to be shut.
Also, light a flame or lamp in the bathroom from time to time. Clear obstacles and negative energy.
It's best to place something in the bathroom as well.
Earlier, a viewer asked, how big should a house be for one person? What size is okay in square meters?
If it's just one person, I think 20 square meters is enough.
A one-bedroom apartment.
Yes, but sometimes it's unavoidable. You can't always change it. For example, some live in 400 square meters. Or even 4,000 square meters. A big house with few people in it is harmful to health. People tend to get scared easily. The less people, the more sounds you hear. Sometimes it's caused by temperature changes. It can make you feel uneasy.
Someone said she and her partner live in 160 square meters. Is that big?
160 square meters is not large. The emperor thought this house was too small. But for an ordinary couple, it's quite spacious. A bit large is fine. You can hang my painting, Sunlit Forest. Very fitting.
It brings auspicious energy.
It needs Buddha's energy mixed in.
Yes.
You won't feel empty anymore. It removes that empty, negative energy.
Some ask if open kitchens are good or bad. Master, is it good or bad?
Kitchens are like bathrooms. It's best to cover them. But developers get smarter. They save cost while making your home look more spacious. If you cook a lot, the house gets smoky. If you cook a dish with strong smell, the smell stays for a long time. That's the risk of open kitchens. That smell spreading around is bad for health. There are houses that smell like herbs and spices. Many people aren't used to that and find it unbearable. Open kitchens aren't as good as closed ones.
Also, Songji asked about the stove top. Does having 3 burners affect the family? Does the number of burners matter?
Not really.
Don't worry, okay?
I just want to remind everyone that many now sell induction cooktops that use electricity. Personally, I think induction cooktops are often hard to control. Gas stoves are easier to control.
Yes, open flames.
They're more straightforward. Many elders can't understand the English labels. They might not aware that it's still on when they thought they'd switched it off. Because there's no flame. That's the case.
Visible flame lets you know immediately.
Sometimes there's no flame, but gas may still be flowing. But at least there's a knob, which shows the on and off directions. But with induction cooktops, sometimes it goes off, then on again. You often can't tell if it's off or on. I've faced this issue myself. I'm not that old or forgetful yet, but it's not easy to use. I thought induction cookers are not elderly friendly. How much risk does it add? They might leave it turned on and go grocery shopping, and come back home to a fire, because they thought it switched off. That danger is the greatest risk. But they need a stove, right? I think it's better to use a gas stove.
Someone asks, since many of us have Buddhist altars at home, where is the best placement? Is there an ideal spot in the house?
It's hard to say offhand. Finding the best spot isn't easy.
It depends on the floor plan to locate the best spot.
Each house is different in size, dimensions, and structure. Whether it's a villa, a standalone house, or a 2-bedroom apartment, they are all different. It's hard to sum it up in one sentence.
One viewer said his master bedroom has a knife handle or an L-shape layout. How should this be adjusted?
A knife handle?
Yes, it's the L-shape, I think.
Let me think. Maybe next time. We have too many questions. Shyanka, can they send their questions to me?
Let's use the email.
We'll show it later if you want my feng shui advice. First, take clear photos. Then, mark the directions: east, south, west, and north. Include the area, photos, and a brief written description. Then, write to me. It's a bit late today.
Is there a lucky draw?
Yes, it is still on.
Everyone's waiting for the fan.
Can we draw now?
Yes.
Is it okay to draw? If so, the fan will be my gift to you. To be fair, when we press stop, if the arrow points to your name, then the fan is yours. We'll mail it to you.
Thank you, Grandmaster. The wheel is now on the screen. Please say start, and we'll spin.
No need to say stop. It will stop on its own. I don't know where it will stop. We don't cheat. Please just trust me. Get ready. 3, 2, 1, start.
So excited. Congratulations to Jasmine Liao 8450. Wow, truly lucky.
Say it again.
It's Jasmine Liao 8450.
That's the lucky one, right?
Congrats, Jasmine.
Please send your info now to the email on screen. We will send the fan to you.
Jasmine Liao, this fan is yours.
Congrats.
Wishing you health and happiness.
Received, thank you, Grandmaster.
Thanks everyone for your participation. If we do another live stream, I'll give away another fan. It's handwritten by me, written late at night at my best. Yes, as long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Thank you so much.
So, you are welcome to join us at 7 p.m. on July 6th. Be sure to watch and listen on time. Our next fantastic live stream awaits. I wish you luck and peace.
Received.
A long life, too.
Received.
See you the evening of July 6th.
Gratitude to Grandmaster.
在茫茫人海之中，让我与您相遇。小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，